Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Dylan Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In today's video, what we're going to be discussing is Damian Lillard, if you have not seen the news, was traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. This was part of a three-team trade. The Milwaukee Bucks, obviously the Portland Trail Blazers, and the Phoenix Suns were involved. A lot of players were dished, a lot of draft picks were thrown around, but the main piece was Damian Lillard. Two things we're going to do in this video. I wanted to discuss the trade, kind of how it benefits each team, and then number two, we're going to discuss how this impacts the landscape of the Eastern Conference. Does this make the Bucks automatic Eastern Conference winners? Is there other teams that maybe benefited from this? Do the Miami Heat need to go into rebuild mode because they were the ones that were supposed to be getting Damian Lillard, but then the Bucks just like stepped right in and was like, not so fast. We're going to break it all down and let's get right into it. So without further ado, if you're going to enjoy, make sure you do drop a like. And without further ado, let's get into it. So let's kind of go through the three-team trade. As it says here, we got all the trade pieces. So let's look at Portland. What did they get back? You're trading away an all-star, all-pro, top 75 player of all time, great player. What do you get back? They got Drew Holiday, great piece. DeAndre Ayton from the Phoenix Suns, great piece. I'm not even going to pronounce the name. I'm just going to say Kamara. I believe he's just a depth piece. So that's three good players. Then you also got a unprotected first-round pick from Milwaukee in 2029. Swap rights in 2028 and 2030. I think the big thing that's kind of coming out of those pieces, the picks or whatever, it's the players that they got. Drew Holiday, it can easily get them anywhere from 15 to 20 points on a good night, and Ayton, if he can get better on offense, he can drop a good 10-15 points as well, and he's a solid defender. Now going over to the Suns, they're involved in the trade. They gave up DeAndre Ayton. What are they going to kind of get out of this? They got Yusuf Nurkic, I think is how you pronounce the guy's name. Grayson Allen, a good shooter. He's a little bit dirty. I don't like him, but I mean, it's a good kind of piece to throw out there. And then Nazir Little and Keon Johnson. So overall, looking at what the Suns and the Trailblazers got, I'd say the Suns, when it comes to their part on the trade, I give them like a solid B- on what kind of pieces they got out of what they had to give up. When it comes to Portland, I give them like a B+, A- somewhere in there, because the Drew Holiday and the DeAndre Ayton part of it, that is a really good pieces to get out of that trade. And then obviously Damian Lillard going to the Bucks. A lot of people are out there saying this is like an A+ trade. I'm gonna give it an A- because in some ways the Bucks already were a #1 seed last year. It's just they came up short in the playoffs. They came up losing 4-1 in the first round. Now, could Damian Lillard be that piece that kind of pushed them forward? Yeah, but you kind of already had these pieces you just trade away before when you won the title. So it's not like these pieces weren't good enough. You had the potential to win. You just had a bad year. So looking at this impact for Damian Lillard with the Bucks, just with the Bucks, I think it'll work out. You look at the pieces they have. You have Damian Lillard, Giannis Antetokounmpo, you got Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday's now gone, but just that three solid players right there. You still got Brook Lopez. Those four players, that kind of core four, that can work well together. Especially if they're just asking Damian Lillard to come in here, give us the 30 points you were getting in Portland, even 25. If you can get that on a daily basis, this team will be lethal. So from a Bucks standpoint, there's nothing really to be said here other than that this team's going to be lethal. They're already, I believe they went from 4th best odds to win the title to the best odds overnight. So the Bucks, they're pretty much set up for the future now. When it comes to the Trailblazers, I don't really think they're going into rebuild mode, but they are kind of trying now to build around Scoot Henderson, their #2 overall pick. They're going to have Ayton be in the center. They can have Drew Holiday in there. I have heard reports saying Drew Holiday might get traded. The teams in talks were like the Celtics, maybe the 76ers could come after him. Maybe the New York Knicks could come after him. That remains to be seen, but I think if the Trailblazers were smart, hang on to him, because he can, like I said, if he can give you a solid 15 points a game, he plays some really damn good defense. He's a 6th man of the year award kind of potential contender every single year. I just think it'd be stupid if the Trailblazers traded him. And then for the Suns' point of view, they got rid of DeAndre Ayton. I think with the pieces they had, they couldn't really afford to keep Ayton on the roster because they were already paying Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal right there alone with like almost $150 million. Your cap only goes up to about like 190. Ayton also on the contract, or also on the payroll, puts you up over your cap. They kind of need to pull the money away a little bit. So for them going forward, they seem like they're going to be moving forward to be a very offensive dominant team. Defense isn't going to be their strong suit. Could I be proven wrong? Maybe, but we'll see. Now kind of moving on to the Eastern Conference, just the total Eastern Conference. How does this look for the whole, I guess, landscape and the overview of the whole conference? You have your top dogs in the conference. You got your Milwaukee's, obviously, your Boston, Your Miami is kind of still a top dog because they're always up there competing. Philadelphia is also up there. Then you got to go into your middle pack. You have your Knicks, your Cavs. I guess you could put the Nets up in there. Maybe the Pacers they've looked a little bit better here lately in the offseason. And then you have the kind of rest of your teams. But moving on to look at the middle pack and that top dog pack, the top dogs, like I said, with the 76ers, the Celtics, and maybe even the Knicks, they're trying to go after Jrue Holiday from the Portland Trailblazers. If one of them gets him, especially like if the Knicks get him, they automatically go up into that top dog teams. Right now, looking at kind of how this impacts every single team, I don't think it really impacts the other teams. Could it impact their chances of getting to the title? Obviously, because one team gets better, you stay the same, it's going to obviously help them. But I think when it comes to kind of how you rank the teams, it doesn't really do anything. The Bucks are probably still going to get the #1 overall seed because Damian Lillard being there now kind of helps them go from like a 55 win team, I think is what they got last year, up to maybe like a 60 win team. Then you're still going to have like your Celtics and your 76ers still at 2 and 3. Cavs, Knicks are going to be still like there at the 4 and 5, kind of battling it out. So I don't really think it kind of changes anything with the whole landscape. It's going to just kind of depend on how teams now battle with the Knicks, or battle with the Bucks, my bad. Because the Bucks, if you've seen them the past few years, they ran through Giannis. It was get the ball down low to Giannis, let him do pull-ups, let him do jump shots. Sometimes he took a 3. It was kind of funny when he took a 3. He can make them. It's just he doesn't do it often. But he likes to drive to the basket. He can get 30, 40 points a game, get 10, 15 rebounds, get some assists. He's a dominant player. That's just who he is. But now with Damian Lillard out there, we've seen the past few years, and even in the playoffs, there was times where like Giannis is going to pull his weight. He's going to get the 30, 35 points. It's just he needs somebody else out there hitting the shots. Chris Middleton battled an injury kind of towards the end of the season. He didn't really kind of bounce back into full form, I think, in the playoffs, because obviously they would have been winning those games if he was in full form. They needed somebody to go out there and hit the shots. That's what Damian Lillard is here for. And I'm thinking from Milwaukee's standpoint, they're looking at this and they're saying, if Giannis can get the 30 to 40 points, Dame can go out there and get us 25 to 30. Maybe he goes up and gets 35 points. And he can do more. We've seen him shoot 71 points before. All we're asking is now is Middleton can go out there and get about 20 points. Right there, you're already counting for anywhere from 85 to 100 points just between those 3 players. We just need somebody else to pull their weight and give us something. And every single game, you have a shot to win. Now, with this trade, does this make me say I'm picking the Bucks to win the whole thing? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, when it comes to a betting standpoint, you kind of look at it with them being the best odds. It's going to be the cheapest price to kind of put a bet down. You're not really going to make any money out of it. So you probably want to take the Bucks to win the title. If I had to put money down, I'd probably go over to Western Conference. Either the Nuggets could doing a back-to-back, or maybe the Warriors can bounce back, because I don't think the Warriors are done. I think they still got one more title in them. I hate to say it. I hate the Warriors. I'm a Cavs fan. We battled with them for many years. I think they have another title in them. I think Curry's going to get 5. But overall, looking at the trade, kind of the whole big picture, was this a good trade for all 3 teams? Yes. Do I think other teams could have possibly traded for Damian Lillard? Yes. I think Miami was involved. There was one other team that was speculated to be involved. I don't have the name. They didn't really release a name. They just kind of said there was one other team that was trying to make this trade. It just never went through. But I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun NBA season. Damian Lillard on the Bucks. Let's see how it works. But other than that, that's all I got to discuss for today's video. As always, if you wanted to enjoy this video that you just went on to watch, make sure you do drop a like. If there was any details or any info that I left out that I should have included, and you want to go ahead and leave your opinion down in the comment section down below, feel free to do so. If you are a Bucks fan and you're excited about this trade, as always, like I said, leave a comment down below. What's your opinion on kind of how this trade went through? What you kind of expect out of the Bucks this season? Do you think this is a good trade, a bad trade? What do you think about it? If you're brand new to the channel and you're a fan of the content that I am posting here, if you're a fan of NBA content, NFL content, or maybe you're just a Cleveland sports content kind of person, Browns, Cavs, Guardians, Ohio State football, all that sorts of stuff. If you want to go and hit that big red subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified the second I post all that sorts of content here on the channel. But without further ado, this has been Dylan Talk Sports. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.